Hi everyone, this is Julie, your Pampered Chef consultant and your traveling trivet. It's time for another Throwback Thursday recipe. One moment. So, this week, we are going to talk about Šunkafleky. Okay, well, I think every family has one of those stories of a food fail that legends are made of. And the Krejci family one was the Šunkafleky and the Krejci Casserole Controversy of 1961. The way the story goes is when my mom and dad first got married, she asked my dad, is there any food that he doesn't like? And the only food he didn't like was Šunkafleky. And she thought, well, she'd never heard of it, so that works out really well. So my grandma was from immigrant. She came here on a ship when she was really little in 1912, and she's from Yugoslavia. She came through Germany. She's Czech, but she's from Yugoslavia. And my mom's side of the family, they're from Tennessee. So you have two different styles of cooking. So one day, my mom makes this ham casserole. And my dad comes home from work and says, I told you I didn't like Šunkafleky. And my mom says, that's not Šunkafleky, that's ham casserole. And my dad says, that's Šunkafleky. And my mom says, that's ham casserole. And so the fight went on. And the way I have it pictured, I was either not there yet or I was a baby. But the way I have this pictured is like Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny. Duck season, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season. Anyway, imagine their little house in Laverne, newlywed couple, in having the windows open. Šunkafleky, ham casserole. Šunkafleky, ham casserole. Wonder what the neighbors thought. So I thought, and I was thinking it'd be fun to do a little, see what Šunkafleky was. Well, for one thing, on my dad's behalf here, when you move out of the house, there's, if there's something, the best part about moving out is when you move out and go on your own, you don't have to eat what you don't want to eat. On my mom's side of the fence, she had no idea what Šunkafleky was, and she didn't have the luxury of the internet. But I do. So, I looked up, first I had to figure out, I knew it was a ham and noodle casserole, but I figured out exactly what Šunkafleky was, and the internet's awesome. I took notes. I have a whole sheet full of notes. So, first I had to figure out how to spell it and figure out the basics. So, ham in German is Schinken, and ham in Czech is Schinken. So you get Šunkafleky, Schinken. And as I started looking, the most common thing I found was Schinkenfleckerl. That is, and pardon my German, I'm not very good at this. Schinkenfleckerl, which the Fleckerl is Viennese German for small spot. On a side note, Fleckerl is also a dance step most commonly found in the Viennese waltz. I found Schinkenfleckel, which is German, again, and Fleckel being patches. I found Überbacken Schinkenfleckel, which is gratinated. Überbacken being gratinated. So you have gratinated ham casserole, ham and noodle. Gratinated ham and noodles, or ham and patches. I found Schinken-Nuden, which is German, Nuden being German for noodles. That's ham and noodles. I found Zappuccini, Fliczki, Schunkau, which Zappuccini is Czech for baked. So basically we have baked spots with ham. And I looked in Grandma's book, and I found it in Grandma's book. This is the one that I got from my grandma. And in this book, it is Fliczy Uzenino. Flitschki uzenino. Uzenino is Czech for sausage. Flitschki is Czech for spots. So it's spots with sausage, but the heading on it says ham and noodles. And then the translation goes down to Flitschki es uzenino. And that means spots with sausage. So, I mean, are we really confused now? But I still wasn't satisfied. It's, Šunkafleky is pretty, I thought, well, maybe that was just what Grandma called it, Šunkafleky. So I decided to give it one more try, and I went on Pinterest. Oh my God, I love Pinterest. You can find anything on Pinterest. So, here we go. In Czech, Šunkafleky is ham spots. And in Slavic, Grandma spoke that Slavic, a language that's not spoken anymore. Šunkafleky is ham spots. Same thing. So I found it. Woohoo! But no matter how you pronounce it, or how you say it, how you spell it, Šunkafleky is a traditional ham and noodle dish. It's typically made with eggs, cheese, and sour cream. It forms a casserole that's a little eggy, a little creamy, and a little cheesy. And all of these dishes that I have read to you, when they call for spots, the spots mean the little square pasta. But when it comes down to it, it's a ham and noodle casserole. Anyway, and confuse none of that with spotted dick, which is a traditional British baked pudding made with suet and fruit. Available at a grocery store near you. I think the Šunkafleky sounds good. The spotted dick sounds nasty. Anyway, put this down here. So, I found it in several books. So the one out of Grandma's book is probably close to what she cooked. I don't know. I wasn't there. I never had it growing up because apparently Dad didn't like it. Okay, so noodles with ham, or flitschki es uzenino. You may use the leftover bits of ham, or you may boil smoked meat. Roll out noodle dough rather thick, cut it into small squares instead of noodles, and boil. If you use smoked meat, boil the noodles in its liquor. Butter a pan thickly. Place in it a layer of the noodles, a layer of ham or meat minced, and so continue. The top layer being noodles. Beat 4 yolks with 2 cups of milk or cream. Pour over the mixture. Dot the top with butter, and bake slowly until light brown. That's it. That sounds exactly like something Grandma would make. It has 0 calories, I'm sure. You know, calories are a funny thing. They're afraid of heights. So whenever you eat one of these dishes like this, all you do is you hold it above your head, and calories jump out. They're frightened of heights. They just jump out, and then you can eat with no calories. Anyway, that's my delusion. You get your own. So anyway, so there's Grandma's recipe. So, in my casserole book here, I'm just going to read the ingredients, not the directions. This is a package of noodles, an onion, parsley, margarine, 5 eggs, a cup of sour cream, and a cup of finely chopped cooked ham, salt, and pepper. Basically the same, just adding a little bit of onions and parsley. Ham casserole. Best part is, and I know my mom's watching, her encyclopedia of cooking, the one she gave me that she said she got when she first got married in 1961. I found it 3 different ways. I found it in 3 different spots. I will read the best one. I found it, well, let's see. I'm going to read this one last. But, where is it? Am I number 1? Or did I stack this up? That's 8. I put these in order. So, Šunkafleky is how it's labeled. Šunkafleky. It's close enough to Šunkafleky. There you go. However, I'm going to read it last because that's even funnier than the whole thing. So, since it's originally an Austrian dish, I found it in under Viennese ham flackerel, and they call it ham and noodle casserole. And it's much like Grandma's. This one is much like Grandma's recipe, all the way down. It goes all the way down, almost exactly the same, except for they give you the instructions on how to make the noodles. But they're square. In this volume, they call it Austrian ham and noodle dish. And the ingredients are 1/2 pound wide noodles broken, 1 pound cooked ham diced, cup of light cream, 2 eggs beaten, salt, pepper, and Parmesan, and melted butter or margarine. And as you can see in all these books, it's traditional. It's eggs, cream, maybe a little extra, and square pasta. But this is the funniest one of all. So it's clearly a traditional dish. And this is Šunkafleky, which I did find. It says noodles with ham. And everywhere I looked, it's that traditional dish with the cream and everything. This cracks me up because it's the least traditional. They got it wrong. It says butter or margarine, onion, 3 cups cooked ham, 4 cups medium egg noodles cooked, salt, pepper, and caraway seeds. Heat butter or margarine in large skillet. Saute onion until soft and golden. Where are we? Add ham and cook over low heat for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. Add noodles, salt, pepper, and caraway seeds and toss together. Cook for 5 minutes or until thoroughly heated through stirring frequently. Makes 4 servings. And it says, this says, note, the Austrians use noodles in the shape of little squares for this dish, hence the spots and all that. If you want to wish to be completely authentic, don't use this recipe. That's not what it says. You can break your raw noodles in 3/4 inch pieces, then cook them until tender. Anyway, that is Šunkafleky and everything you ever wanted to hear about Šunkafleky. I'm going to put all this stuff on my website, too. I did a lot of work trying to figure out what Šunkafleky was. Anyway, I want to hear your story. What's your family food fail legends are made out of? Just do a comment. And tell me, is this good, bad, or ugly? Is it good? Thanks, Mom. I'll have another dish. Is it bad? No, thank you. I'm not taking sides. Or is it ugly? Oh my God. Send it back to Grandma's house because we ain't eating that crap. Anyway, I want to see your comments below, and I will see you next week for another episode. Oh, I almost forgot. I got so much in the Šunkafleky. My Pampered Chef product that would be perfect for Šunkafleky is my rectangle baker set. This is my favorite baker. This is a 9x13. It's unglazed on the inside and glazed on the outside. It looks beautiful on your table, so it's a great serving dish. I have cooked enchiladas in this many times. And look, it comes. Look how clean it comes. You get the set. You get 3 different sizes. This is perfect for little vegetable dishes. And this one, we'll buy those frozen rolls so we don't have to do a big batch of rolls. And this fits 6 frozen rolls perfectly. Anyway, there we go. And I don't want to break them. I'd be really bummed. Anyway, you all have a really good evening. I'll see you next week. And have a wonderful evening.